Steve here with another addition to the Mouthpiece Pressure Reducer. Yep, I'm back at it. Change the view up a little bit. It's such a beautiful day above ground. So y'all know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this work down. You already know. So it's another day. It's a blessing to have it, to see it, and it's so gorgeous on top of that. So, you know, back at it. About to do this work real quick and then get up out of here. We're gonna start with some slurs, then get to some articulation, and after that we done. Well, at least I'm done with recording it, but the other parts of, you know, the work are still behind the camera. This one's in front of it. So yeah, we're gonna get started. And again, let me go ahead and thank you. Yes, you. No, don't look around you, don't look beside you. You for tuning in and joining me on this journey. I appreciate you. And if you doing something, let me know. I'll support you too, just like you supporting me. Because that's how it should be. We here. We got it? Understand? Alright, cool. I'm gonna get started. I don't want to waste your time. I would say after all this time, those are getting better. And they feel a lot more comfortable. I'm even able to do more dynamically, which means the volume. I'm able to do more dynamically by playing the lower notes really loud and then trying to get really, really soft on the higher notes. So that's a good thing. So now I'm going to go to the more difficult part and try to add those same elements, but, you know, this is the process. mouthpiece pressure. Yeah, that's a struggle, but you know, that's why I'm practicing. Alright. Trying to go maybe just a hair faster, or just changing up to quarter notes. Those were half notes. Now I'm gonna try quarter notes real quick. Yeah. One more time. Alright, so I like the sound of that one better. You know, a little perseverance never hurt nobody. So yeah, that was that. I'm gonna click the button and then come back, right back for part 2. And click. Okay, I'm back. Take 2, articulation. So, again, I'm still going through this in my mind. There's no real script here other than, you know, slurs and articulation. So, I'm thinking that I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna do some things, some scales, and but I am gonna keep it the topic the same. It's gonna be articulation, and I'm gonna keep the metronome at 105 beats per minute. So that's gonna be what I'm doing. So it might vary up a little bit, and I might stick on one thing, whatever. It's all in my control. So here we go. Top of the range. Man. Okay. So let's go to the next key. Messing up. This is why you can never practice something too much. Unless you're, you know, a professional musician. Alright, I'll stop it there. There's a lot of things I'm thinking about at the same time, like playing, you know, but it's all good. It's I was able to play like some notes a little bit higher, but again, I'm still breaking the rule of like I'm trying to make sure that I'm not playing too loud, you know, then that way all the muscles in the embouchure like work the correct way and the form is set. It's very detailed and kind of boring to express if you're not really a trumpet player, but it's all good, you know. I mean, I'm here, I'm working on it, I'm doing it, I'm putting the work in, and that is the whole point, ladies and gentlemen, is putting in the work. I'm out of here, man. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Put in the work. Get out there, grind.